And here we are for another edition of the Undead Zone with McLeod. Say hey, McLeod.
You cut out.
What? Did I cut
Sorry?
out?
Yeah, you just cut out suddenly.
Very strange. Well, hey, we're here with McLeod, Undead Zone, and Eric.
Yay! What's up, people?
So we're gonna play a little King of the Kill while we're doing the show today and talking about interesting and fun Undead. And here we are for another edition of the Undead Zone with McLeod. Sound off. Say hey, McLeod. Sorry about that.
You might want to turn the King of the Kill sound down a little bit as well if it's coming through full, because otherwise it might overrule us a little bit.
We'll check that out.
All right.
Check it out. Sound. I'll put that sound at about halfway. How about that?
Hey, Kid Thrace is in the house.
Hey, all right.
Kicking, I no doubt probably kicking ass and taking names up in Jeddah right now.
I'll tell you what. Have you participated in any of the Burn Jita?
I cheekily, I kind of did on an alt one time, but in a very limited fashion, in a very non-combat related. I think I permitted myself, bearing in mind that the corp that I'm in is a bit of a white hat kind of corporation. So like, we're not meant to associate ourselves with things like ganking and that kind of thing. But I consoled myself along the fact that I wasn't blowing the ships up. I was merely bumping them and giving them hugs.
Mm-hmm. I got a drink to deal with that. So compared to past Burn Cheetah events, this is probably one of the most organized. I love how they're doing ship distribution. Everything is working well. I love it.
Well, the really nice thing about Burn Cheetah this time is there was a bunch of improvements that have actually helped the organizational side of things, which is really, really helpful, like really, really good. So, but yeah, I mean, that's going on. And it's always funny to hear about the people who seem to think that, that either Burn Jipper isn't gonna be on this time, or that, oh Christ! I think this guy's
Kit Grace says there's nobody to let him in. He's made it to the church, whatever that is.
That was terrible by me, by the way.
Yeah, you really didn't last long, did you?
You get good rounds, bad rounds. That was a bad round.
Yeah,
that was a warm-up round. That's what that is.
Warm up. That's what I called my my Monday golf experience is my warm up round to get loose.
It's the 30-second special right there.
The Friday round was much better. I can't believe it's so warm here. We got the trees budding already, and it's February.
Already?
Yeah.
They just don't know what time of year, what part of the year it is, really.
I mean, we've got, the buds are opening on the maple tree right outside my office window here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice and warm here. I've got 2 rounds of golf in, and I've got friends with more. Pretty good.
Well, it definitely ain't warm over here in the UK, like right now. So, I envy you in that sense. Actually, I envy most of the southern hemisphere, to be honest, because they're on their summer at the moment.
They are. I do like winter though. I used to be a big ski guy, but not anymore.
Ah.
We got Kith in the out there. We got a bunch of people watching. If you are in between your dank ganks in Jita, we welcome you to listen to the show. We'll talk about lots of different things.
Mostly it's going to be zombie related stuff.
Video. Let me see if I've got a delay in the chat. I do, from when RW and I did a show. This is one about, and I don't know if it happens in OBS. You'll have to tell me, McLeod. You'll have to tell me if this happens in OBS. But even though I've loaded up a completely different set of scenes, it maintains the delay from the last time I did it, or the non-delay. So sorry about that out there.
Yeah, I'm not entirely certain whether that happens on. It may happen on OBS as well, because I don't think that's a per scene or a per kind of per scene kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not per scene here. It is overall. So I don't know. You would think it would go with the presentation though, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Hey, now you got some guns.
Yeah. I'll take that. I do enjoy a 45 every so often.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Did you just pass a med kit up?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, it's a...
I don't really know this game.
You really should, man. You really should. Although you do need reactions for it, to be completely honest.
Yeah, and I'm really not that. Hey, you got a purple car.
My my Twitch TV Jeep, right there and then. No, I'm not even kidding. That came with some free. That came as one of the free skins that I got from the they did like a, what is it called, like kind of pack, whatever it is, with Twitch TV, where you got some free skins. I think the helmet skin is like a bag with a Kappa paper bag. That sounded very, very, very close.
Yeah, hey, I'm looking at my free with Twitch Prime right now, and I've got the banner.
There's a For Honor one.
Whichever, and there's a
For
Honor Twitch Prime bundle.
Yeah. So hell yeah.
If you have not hooked up your Amazon Prime to your Twitch and have Twitch Prime, you need to do that because you get special free things. And you can always subscribe to one channel every month for free. So if you haven't done that...
Courtesy of Amazon.
So, Whale, is all the voice caught up and everything look good now? Let me know in chat there.
Hopefully it's okay.
I do like the new subscriber thingy that we have there that tells you how long you've subscribed. I've got my
that's awesome.
I've got my 12 months on this character.
Very nice indeed.
1 year. Not like I need to subscribe to the channel, right? But you know what? You might as well support yourself, right?
Yeah, might as well. Well, actually, to be fair, you're not just supporting yourself; you are supporting all of us.
Yes, and that's
so
that's what we do.
And that is to be commended.
I actually might start streaming on my own channel. I was one of the guys in the 7 days asked me where I stream, and I said I really don't stream much on my channel outside these 2 shows. And I said, you know what? Nothing.
You really should, man.
Nothing happens between you on Talking in Stations in the morning and us. So I said, you know what, for a little bit here while I'm
really should.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know I should, but it's time, right? I can't do it consistently.
That is true.
But I streamed the Permanent Gate this morning for a little bit of time. There was almost a gank, but he got away. So.
Oh crap!
So I was hosted. So I was setting up all my hosting and everything. So that'll be cool.
I did a really dumb thing.
What?
It's called shredding the only it's called shredding the only town military that there was, and thinking that I actually already had a 10 milli on me.
Oh, that sucks. I've done that before.
Well, that was a fail. Complete fail. Yeah, let's get rid of those. I'm really fucking slow at this.
And I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, you're faster than I am.
Oh, there's people who play this game, play it extremely well. And I'm like, I am a complete beginner in comparison.
I hear when you're doing the first-person shooters that the 144 megahertz refresh rate on screens is a big deal.
Yes, and I'm 144 screen refresh. Yes, and also I would say the I don't have any space. God damn it! And also very much the like I found that having like 1080p resolution is good, but you really want 1440p. You really want 1440p.
Is that a car that was moving over there?
Yeah. It's just. Oh, I only got one hit on him. God damn it. He left a bunch of loot bags though, which is good. One of them may contain traces of a 10 military. As long as I don't like remove it and destroy it this time. No, wrong. The cloud is terrible. Let's see where we need to go. Okay, we're good. We're actually kind of good right now. But yeah, should we get into what's been going on in H1Z1 and King of the Kill and just survive and that kind of thing?
Yeah, let's do that.
Or do you want to have you been playing much? Have you been playing much 7 Days to Die?
I have had a very tough work week, so I haven't played really anything. So, no, I haven't. 7 Days to Die. I think I logged in for 10 minutes one day.
Oh,
so I'm hoping to get a little playtime this weekend.
So you're not really super on the ball with what's going on in 7 days.
Well, I mean, not much has changed. I mean, they did do an upgrade. You know, they sent out a patch to all the servers, which we did a couple weeks ago, right? And then
that's good.
We're looking for build 16 to come out sometime in the next couple months. You know, I mean, on our server, we've been building a giant base and moving a lot of earth. Let's put it that way. To flatten out.
Oh, yeah.
Built on a hillside. And there's a place in 7 days where they call the 0-0 city, which gets you the most action, right? So, it has the most loot. So we've been building there. And I know on Gommel's 7 day server, they've been building a lot of things too. So we'll see how that works. I'm actually toying with getting a little... I'll let you go there. I'll let you shoot.
I think this guy requires a bit of a shotgun blast. There we go. Carry on.
You didn't want to check him for a 10 milli?
I will do in a moment. I just need to stop myself bleeding.
Getting a little wind through here if you hear it, because it's so warm. You don't want to turn the air conditioner on quite yet, right? But you at the same time.
No. Otherwise, you'll spoil it for the rest of the year.
Yeah. There's some wind going around in here.
Come on, 10 milli. Oh, for God's sake!
What the hell? That looks like it's a little hard to get into.
You're 10 milli. There he is.
Yeah.
Yay! That sounds really close. I need to hurry this up, like seriously. Always looking to upgrade my guns as and when I can. That'll do.
Was it gunshots you heard? Because I don't hear it, right?
Oh yeah. There were some gunshots, some shotgun blasts. So they were close range. Just trying to figure out where. So yeah. So what is it? Patch 14 was it? Did you say?
15.9 or
15.
something crazy.
Does it contain anything interesting?
No, really just kind of fixes on some things.
Fixes and that kind
didn't
of thing.
do a whole lot. It broke a lot of the things. Like we run like the bigger backpack mod and some other stuff like that. So it broke bigger backpack. But we fixed it since then. All right, you got this guy. Get him.
This is like a freaking Mexican standoff.
Mm-hmm. need a grenade. There he is.
Oh. That was my that. To be fair, that was my bad for not actually setting myself up with a bit of body armor.
Yeah.
Because I knew he was closing range there. That's why I was trying to get away from him. Oh well, shit happens.
Yeah. So really, I mean, 16 is going to be a big overhaul for them, as I understand it. I haven't read up on all the changes. I don't know that they know all the changes yet at this point. They haven't released much. But it's fun.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I miss the player movement like we have here in King of the Kill, right?
Yeah.
And some of the detail.
Yeah.
But it's getting better.
Oh, okay. Slow but consistent, changes to make the game better.
I think they have too much impact in it on temperature. Your body temperature will fluctuate a lot and cause problems. I think they need to tone that down a little, but other than that, pretty solid game.
Excellent. Well, in terms of H1Z1, there's been not too much going on in terms of development. Like, I mean, we had obviously, we had the wipe going on, which was pretty insane. Tranquility saw a lot of action. And that's how to get on top of the helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody who didn't know now knows. But yeah, the Just Survives had a lot of action going on. Unfortunately, the kind of changes that Daybreak, the Daybreak dev team were trying to make cheating a lot less likely or a lot harder for people creating cheats, hasn't worked out as well as they'd hoped. So that kind of sucks a little bit. There's been reports of all the usual hacks kind of resurfacing already.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there has been like over a week, but then again, you kind of think that if someone's, if the developers are gonna are looking to actually really properly iterate on developing things that will stop or counter the hacks, then at least it would kind of have an effect for an extended period of time, right?
Yeah, it seemed like
it kind of feels
this
like
wipe, those hacks were back on scene quicker than they usually are. I mean, that's just my interpretation. It just felt that way.
I wouldn't say so. I would say they were probably not like they were. It was close, but like I kind of felt like it was very similar. To be completely honest, the
fair enough.
The speed that the hacks had been redeveloped in order to actually, keep the hacks going was still very much action.
Hear some gunshots.
Yeah, he's inside there.
I see him. He's coming out.
And that's why you don't go close range with someone with a shotgun.
No.
Especially if you have the aim of a potato. No, I had an AR.
Yeah. I have the aim of a potato. I need more vodka.
I should be Irish with the amount of potato aim I have. I swear to God.
I am drinking potato vodka too. That's kind of cool.
Potato vodka. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I think after this, I'm gonna pull on the meta show after our show, right? Because it's always a fun show.
Buff Fresh is in. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Buff Fresh is in the house,
and
he's probably looking at me going, "I seriously disapprove with your ability to actually kill people."
He is pretty good at it. He used to ping me at lunchtime.
Buff Fresh is okay.
When I worked from home, he used to ping me at lunchtime and said, "Hey, we're gonna play a game. Come play with us." So I used to do that every once in a while. Now I just work through lunch. Yeah. So so we've got some new stuff on H1Z1, the new wipe, and everything that's been going on. How has the effort on Tranquility for the Imperium group been going?
For the Imperium group, I mean, we're a fairly small community actually as the Imperium clan on Tranquility, but that hasn't stopped Tranquility from seriously popping this wipe. It's kind of died down, unfortunately, over the past sort of week and a bit. But and that's really down to the fact that we don't have any available keys for people, which really sucks. And also the fact that because of that, some groups can't all play together.
Yeah, they don't like.
So obviously they yeah, I know, because they're all friends and they want to play together. So like eventually, when it's very much a case of they'll keep going for a little bit until the point where they genuinely feel like that it's going to take too long, and so they have to kind of go and find a different server to play on so that all of their players can play on. And unfortunately, due to various different circumstances, that can't really be Tranquility for it seems to be a growing number of people. So
yeah, I mean, it's a challenge when not everybody.
I swear I hit him in the back of the head.
I swear you hit him in the back of the head too. That was like, whoa. Guard coming in, cop car. He's out. Yeah, get him. Took your hat off. Took off that helmet.
Took that helmet off, and I've got a critical bleed right now. So I'm just sorting that out. But that was an interesting gunfight. I don't actually think it was like generally those gunfights when they start to get a little lengthy, and I'm not hitting, even though I generally do hit, even though I'm generally aiming in the right kind of places. Like normally that ends in me dead.
Did you kill him?
Yeah, I killed the guy.
Yeah, nice.
Just have to make this quick. Otherwise I get shot in the middle of the process. And he has my favorite shotgun skin, which is the combat shotgun skin.
Yeah, I do like that shotgun skin as well.
It's a gorgeous shotgun skin. I don't know. Some people may think it's plain. I think it looks classic. It's like a classic look for a shotgun. But he also had the. Don't know which one this is, to be completely honest. Anybody in the audience who knows that one? I think it might be the Green Dawn. I'm not sure, but even so.
Need some body armor.
Yes, I do. And that will only come. Well, I need a helmet first off, which is good because I just found one. But I need to either find some pre-made proper body armor, or I need to fabricate some myself, which is something that you kind of can do in Just Survive as well. But like it's a different process entirely. Like in Just Survive, you need like sheet metal and like duct tape and all. And that's the reason why you need body armor. Or at least you need to look where you're going, or like look around corners before going around corners first. And use a gun for the right situation. Don't use a sniper rifle while you're going around in a building, for example.
Yeah.
Which is just kind of what I was doing, really, to be completely honest.
Question: do people still play PlanetSide 2? Yeah, actually we do.
Yes, they do.
Mittens has been playing it on his stream quite a bit, and we all joined him one day. And I do know that a number of folks play PS2. I don't know if they get in the PS2 channels all the time here in Discord, but I mean, it's a great go-to game. So when we talk about like first-person shooter type stuff, right, I'm less likely to play King of the Kill than I am to run over to PlanetSide 2. Just because for a shooter like this, PlanetSide 2 just appeals to me because it's got objectives.
I'm gonna rock a crazy as fuck kind of color scheme. because I found this out on my color correction filter on OBS Studio. But like there was a post somewhere like on the King of the Kill kind of Reddit about like, oh yeah, use this setting to make like, you know, your King of the Kill look fucking amazing, etc., etc. And this is how like Ninja, you know, sets up his OBS. And I've been removed from Unfair Play.
Well,
well, that's interesting.
Unfair Play. I don't.
This is lit. Oh no, it's literally just a some kind of bullshit thing.
Okay.
The
Uranus is saying, "Hey, we finally got the new URL. Yeah, we did. We got the Imperium News. What I wish Twitch would have done though is forwarded the old Matani.com over to here. That seems weird that they didn't do that. So, but it's almost like they just renamed and replaced. Because we didn't have to get new streamer keys, so everything still worked. So yeah, so I do like it. And you know,
well, that's a good thing.
I'll get yelled at by RJ because I think I still use the old background and not the new one that he put down there in the streamer overlays.
Oh, that's okay.
I get it.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, like, to be fair, I have to knock on Creative's door and like tell them to make a new static background for Imperium News Network, because at the moment the current background for Imperium, the current static background for the channel has a nice little thing on the top corner which says twitch.tv/thematani.com.
Nice.
Which doesn't help.
Nice.
Yep. So that needs to be changed.
So, going in for another game here, huh? Okay.
That's all good.
We're right at the halfway mark. I just wanted to say.
So I don't.
Oh, go ahead.
So I don't know if you saw, but like in the actual some of the changes that they've made to the actual like they've done a lot of like you know, just general kind of bug fixes, some kind of performance tweaks and that kind of thing. One of the kind of cool things that they've done as well is they've actually added a couple of things. They've added on the top right hand corner. I don't know if you can quite see in the actual stream, just underneath down, where you have the where you see the like the direction, you know, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, all that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna pull
like
that
just under that
for everybody to see a little bit there.
Yeah. Just underneath that, there is basically a set of numbers to actually show you your ping to the server, which is
very cool. Yeah,
has been kind of requested for a lot of people, because a lot of people kind of have been wondering about that, and you know, been doing a lot of command prompt tomfoolery in order to actually figure out how, you know, what their actual ping is to the server. Plus, to the left of it is it actually tells you the server that you're on. So at the moment we're on King of the Kill North America World 2. Okay. For this particular match.
Nice.
I've yet to figure out how many worlds there are. But you know, it's good to know your server. It's good to know your ping, which, you know, I think is very, very nice, very handy. Like, good information.
Absolutely.
For people to know.
Yeah, and Kith is talking about the Rorqual stuff, and he's got a lot in mind. So 2 Titans and 3 Supers.
2 Titans. I'd like to ask him for one of those supers. He owes me for one of those supers.
There you go. So yeah,
I'm not entirely certain for what, but you know.
Tomorrow at 3:00, same time as this show, Whiskey Gaming will be out there. We're going to talk about the potential Rorqual nerfs, and it will come as no surprise to anybody that I am really not a Fozzie fan.
Really? I would never have guessed.
So when he announces nerfs and things, and I look at them and I sit there and go, did anybody actually take 5 minutes and actually put this on paper and think about it? Right? And we're gonna. And by the way, we don't have all the details that perhaps CCP does, but I question their ability to gather stats within their own game. Oh, you just got wrecked. What do? Grenade you?
Oldest trick in the book. You always understand your surroundings, and I was sitting right next to like 3 explosive barrels.
I thought something exploded to kill you. So yeah.
Always be aware of your surroundings, ladies and gentlemen.
Caleb the Rorqual does not need a major nerf at all. And we'll
no, Caleb's looking at Caleb is one of those people who looks at things in a very calculated numbers perspective.
Yep. Yeah, but the question is, are they breaking the game balance, or is something else within the game breaking the game balance, Caleb? And again, we'll talk about it tomorrow. You're welcome to come over and talk about that and bring your stats.
Yeah,
because that's really the discussion, right? I mean,
bring your spreadsheets.
Yeah, I would argue that the changes proposed for. By the way, so just to say something, Caleb, I'm not necessarily talking about the amount that they mine, but the implementation of must have an asteroid locked in order to break the battle roar capabilities is a completely stupid end-around way to try and get some sort of mechanic to work that is equivalent to Fozzie-Sov in my mind, which is completely fucking broken and boring and makes the game terrible. So...
I think I'm with you that it's like a completely sort of what I would say. It doesn't make sense from a kind of lore perspective, from like a kind of like, oh, if I was in this universe designing this system, I wouldn't put some kind of weird thing saying that you have to be locking an asteroid in order to do to press this button kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like if it fixes the issue that they have with battle rorks, then I kind of think that it's okay until they can figure out a more understandable kind of thing. But then again, when it comes to things that make sense, logic, and kind of things that make sense in a lore perspective, the whole Fozzie-Sov system just fucking falls flat on its face anyway. So
it's terrible.
I mean, what's the point on what's the point in dealing with the minor grays that you have when you're like when your ephemeral artery is kind of like just pumping out blood, right?
Yeah. And I mean, you think about it, and they take the Rourke down, right? So I mean, when I used to mine with 4 or 5 accounts and run 4 or 5 hulks anyway. So the fact that I only now mine with 1 account and 1 Rorqual, right, rather than 4 or 5 hulks, I mean, what's the difference, right?
Yeah.
And if you make the changes to the Rorqual to make it equivalent of 2 hulks essentially, right? Why am I going to pay 15 billion for a Rorqual, right? That can, when I can just pay
do exactly the same thing
for 2 hulks, right?
Exactly.
Just stupid, right? You make the Rourke useless. Bottom line, right?
Totally. You completely new to the whole idea of having a Rorqual in that situation.
Yeah. So all the cool stuff that you did, right? And and I look at it, right? We had a corporation that was going to attempt to build one of the bigger ECs and probably a Keepstar, right? Because we could mine our way to that rather than getting the money, because we could never get the ISK to do that because we're too small of a group, right? Which puts more things out. Kill him, McLeod. Get him! Oh, you don't have a gun.
No, I don't have a gun. It would have been easier with a gun, not going to lie.
Yeah. But yeah.
Another 30-second special.
Yeah, I mean, nobody puts a capital on that. And by the way, they were dying in droves, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were dying in droves. So, yeah.
I mean, I distinctly remember a few of my friends actually who used to run whole mining fleets.
Oh yeah, we can
You
do
know,
that. We can bring
and
on.
obviously, they've kind of they moved on to sort of using raw cores and not using sort of similar number of raw cores, but just using a few raw cores kind of thing.
Right. So
Like
so
maybe
that begs
one,
the
maybe
question,
like two,
right?
maybe three.
Did CCP feel it in the pocketbook and needs fleets to come back, right? And the question is,
I think that might be the case. Actually, thinking about it.
is your flux of now this is what CCP hasn't answered, right? And I'm going to go into this tomorrow. Is the influx of the drop in mineral prices, right? Is that because of the Rorqual? Is that because of all of the other mining boosting ships that are out there? And the stuff that's going on in
I don't
HiSec?
know, because all the mining boosting ships and stuff like that have all been there prior to that.
No, the
Like, I think it might.
Porpoise and the Orca all got jacked up in this thing. It wasn't just the Rorqual that came out.
Well, yeah, I mean the porpoise, yeah, fair enough, but
And the Orca got jacked.
I mean, I don't see people. I don't hear of people, using 20, 30 porpoises.
Well, you don't live
Obviously, or
you don't live in HiSec either, do you? Right.
no.
So when you look at Delve mined like crazy, right? But Delve never exported any of its minerals. In fact, it was a net importer of minerals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still continued to import.
Okay.
So when
I haven't seen those figures before, so
when you're looking at things that sit there and say, so you have HiSec, which has been geared to, we're completely into Eve now, right? But when you have HiSec, which has been completely geared that everybody brings their stuff to HiSec to sell, right? And then all of a sudden you have, you've created the thing in nullsec, which you said you wanted to do. A self-sufficient nullsec that doesn't need to come to HiSec to buy things off the market, right? So you start to create the things to do that. You have to expect the markets are gonna drop in HiSec that has been geared to have all these HiSec people mining things to supply lowsec and null.
Yeah.
So
where do you think a large amount of the sort of purple and like all the not best name mods, but all of the kind of Dead Space stuff comes from?
Yeah. And Caleb, a lot less useful makes it down to 2 hulks. So making it a lot less useful makes it not useful, right? Nobody will buy a Rorqual when they can mine with 2 hulks instead. Nobody.
No, it's just nobody.
Not a chance in hell. And that is clearly shown by you have almost a 40% drop in prices for the drones. Did you notice though that the Rorqual is super pumped to mine ice? Right? It mines ice better than it mines minerals. Okay.
That's an interesting fact.
And they haven't touched or nerfed the ice mining at all.
It's because nobody really talks about it. They always talk about minerals. They always talk about mining minerals,
right?
And that's the thing. Like, CCP always seems to react to the, how would you call it? Like the top news story of the week or of the day, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I got to say, I think from the perspective of Rorquals, right? When you have the Rorqual fleets out, and then you have 20, 40-man fleets roaming around in enemy territory in order to kill those Rorquals, and sometimes doing it extremely successfully. And then you have counter fleets set up to stand by to support your Rorquals and have more battles. You have made the game more interactive and more engaging.
Yeah.
And if you've dropped the cost of the minerals, guess what? You drop the cost of building ships. People are more likely to likely to build and sit there and say, "Oh, this ship is cheap. I can go out and actually, I don't feel as bad about losing it."
Yeah.
Yep, 800 mil an hour in a new ice belt is faster than you can make money mining minerals in a Rorqual.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So, and they haven't touched the They haven't touched the ice side of things at all. So that kind of blows.
Which may be a saving grace, like for a lot of people who might have rorquals who might be thinking about, like, looking to get rid of them. The fact that there's that secondary kind of income. That, I mean, if anything, is will always help. Keep capital fleets kind of running.
You'll force the guys in my corp to go back to ratting because it'll be more lucrative, right? Which is good for me because I can tax ratting. I really can't tax their mining. Okay? And by the way, I have all the stats and everything. It's just drastic, the shift, right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Your amount of corporation income from mining in comparison to ratting is significant, I imagine.
So Caleb sits there and says it's okay, they're OP when they're mining ice. That's fine, right?
It's okay. What?
Nope. Strategically easy to know where they will be. Well, it's strategically easy to know where they will be if they're mining ore. It makes no difference.
Well, to be fair, I understand. I understand regular asteroid belts and that kind of thing, but I never got the idea. I never got the reason why, CCP made the change the large, medium, and small kind of, or all the different kinds of asteroid kind of like spawning kind of sites. Why they changed them from anomalies to SIGs.
And when you look at nullsec asteroid belts, right, everything is so spread out, right? And by the way, Caleb, no, it's not strategically any easier at all, because I have a small, medium, large mining area. You're coming in with a 10 or 20 man fleet. You can send 4 people to each location and find them super easy. Nope. Nah. Anecdotal, Caleb. I love you. You know I do, but it's irrelevant. You have 4 locations in a solar system total, right? So.
God damn it. I knew that guy was somewhere around there as well, but he was so fucking fast at getting to me. What can you do, huh?
Well,
Get better. That's what I can do. Get better.
You can. Oh, our friends are all here, McLeod. Looky.
Simple as that.
Yep. They prepared today. I don't think they even know the last time I logged in.
Sorry?
They don't even know the last time I logged in. So, punch him to death. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're not in yet. I'm sitting there going, oh, you got a guy there.
No.
Okay.
No, this is the... I mean, from anybody who hasn't experienced H1Z1 before the actual change of the map, like King of the Kill one, the new King of the Kill, Z2 map, they kind of obviously, made a new, what do they used to call it?
Caleb is really hot on this Rorqual thing. Caleb, I'm simply saying that the difference between the Rorks being in one of 4 locations versus 1 location is irrelevant when you have a 10 or 20 man gang that's hunting them down like you do on a usual occasion. You can instantly find these guys super quick, and you're right in. So it's just irrelevant. And if it's okay for somebody to be OP if there's one belt, guess what? I'll argue that not all mineral prices are plummeting in EVE, and that is a fact. That's not anecdotal. Only certain ones are. And when only certain ones are, the balance that you need to create is not necessarily in the tools to mine, but in what you mine in the quantities that are available to mine.
Yep.
So,
but then again, it's the nature of EVE, and it's the nature of EVE players to basically grab hold of anything that is, in any remote sense of the word, being slightly overpowered. And like, even if it's minutely overpowered, like they will flock to it and utilize it to the absolute best of like their ability. So, you know.
So,
but that, I mean, you can say that with every single game.
Caleb, if you're going to argue that the solo capability is the problem versus a 10-man fleet of Rorks, I'd say you're crazy. Anything that can be abused in a singular way in EVE can be abused multiple times worse in a large group.
Yeah. And to be fair, you never truly solo, using a single account when you're using a Oracle. Like, you're always providing at least I bloody well hope that people are providing themselves with a scout in order to keep an eye on systems that are nearby, that kind of thing.
Well, you're going to have
or have systems in place,
systems, right? Scouting multiple systems nearby. Some groups are going to have an escort with them, right? I mean, we always, in our system, there's always capital ships sitting there right around them, right? So,
yeah.
Oh, I'm too soft? Well, that's because my microphone's a little further away today. So, maybe I'll talk a little louder for you. Sorry.
Yay.
I'm not missing the point. What I'm arguing simply is the difference between a Rourke being 3 or 4 Hulks versus 2 isn't a big deal. Because most people would mine in, 4 Hulks. And that's what we would do all the time. And now we just mine in 1 Rourke because we don't need 4 accounts. And by the way, the other thing that CCP isn't going to like on this is that people are dropping accounts because they don't need a mining fleet anymore, and they don't like that.
No, they don't. They don't need 6, 7, 8, 9 accounts in order to actually get the amount the amount of ISK that they kind of want or desire or are looking to in order to buy that shiny ship that they need. They can they can do it with 1, maybe 2 Rorks and and 2 scouts. It's like 4 people. Gone are the days. That essentially those two Rorks are basically doing the same job as like 10 Hulks, right?
Right. The difference is you can actually send 10 Rorks out there, and you can't send 10 carriers out there because it's pointless, right? So I mean, and you look at the terms of when you look at things in EVE that need nerfed, far worse than the Rourke has been incursions in high sec. They are an ISK printing facility. Okay, so and they have been so for years, and CCP does nothing about it, right? So, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not bad for CCP. It's bad for CCP's income. It's good for the player. You see, I'm not on CCP's side here, Caleb. I'm on the side of the player. And if CCP had a shred of intelligence, right, when they introduced the Rourke, they would introduce ships, and they had the same problem with the Sveeple and countless other ships that they had to nerf down, right? Rather than starting the thing in the environment lower and edging it up and see how that impacts the economy, they start it up super high and have to edge it back. That is bad for players.
That has always been their style, though. Like, I mean, if you like the funny thing is, like, you know, we all know and love, like, Dr. E, who used to do all of the all of the sort of what was it? All of the economic kind of reports, and basically keeping an eye on the economy, making sure it's not like going completely mental. But he always kept a graph of like he always kept a note of how the like Eve economy is doing in terms of what is it, in terms of inflation, right?
Right.
And you look way back in that graph, and you'll see that the inflation was basically going from one extreme to the other, like constantly. And he knew that was bad for the economy. He knew that was bad for the longevity.
Yeah.
And so he
well, and so Caleb's sitting there saying that an ISK fountain is less of a problem in Eve, right? I'd argue that it is worse of a problem than a commodity change, because a commodity becoming more voluminous in the economy is going to self-adjust itself, right? Less people will go out and mine for that particular resource, right? And that will be self-limiting. Whereas an ISK fountain in the environment causes inflation, and adding money to the money supply out of nothing is always a problem inflationary. And when you have inflationary inside the economy, that is bad for the new player because they can't afford things, and players have to work at getting income, right? Now that's good.
Yeah.
Inflation's good for CCP, right? If people go out and buy, Plex, right?
Inflation basically means that like you're going to get more ISK for your Plex. So it kind of it makes sense for CCP. But you will, because people will have more money. So the value of things are proportionately larger. Like you have more money to be able to spend. So if that Plex is 100 million more than it was 2 weeks ago, then you're okay with it, because you're sitting on 300, 400, 500 million more than you used to have like a few weeks ago, that kind of thing. So it drives more ISK for Plex, so which basically means that CCP makes money off people buying Plex, because people get more value from Plex.
Absolutely.
When they do actually buy it and try and sell it in game.
And in internal game inflation of too much ISK in the marketplace, and by the way, CCP is actually even talking.
But the issue there is it costs more for every, like, inflation happens for every single thing. So everything starts to go up in value, and your ability to still make money in the game hasn't really changed. The only kind of thing that has changed is the thing that you've nerfed, the new ISK fountain that you've added, or the change in the ISK fountain. And 9 times out of 10, and especially with skill injectors, it's the older players who are rich and who have an absolute ton and a half of skills and skill injectors to be able to extract those skills and apply them in a different area. Like the people who suddenly realize that raw calls were the way to go in terms of making money. They all kind of unskilled all of their carrier pilots, and all went and bought skill injectors and injected the raw call skills. That was something that is pretty much indicative of this, right? Like indicative of an inflationary kind of thing. It's just, unfortunately, the kind of the results of people buying raw calls, training the raw call skills, and using raw calls doesn't have a direct result in the same way that people who would rat, for example.
Right.
And so you would have the situation.
There's a great example comparing what the nerf levels that they've put the Workwolf through already in the proposed ones, and comparing them to what they might do to a T3 environment, right? So if you nerf T3 DPS in the same manner, it would be really useless, right? And again, and it's not so much that I argue what CCP does that I'm arguing that they need to keep the Rourke rule the same. So if you're arguing that, Caleb, right, you're arguing the wrong thing with me. My argument is that CCP poorly manages their customers. And this is a perfect example of it. Okay? There is no way, if they are as good as they say they are with statistics and understanding how the game works, that they could not foresee the impact to the mineral market. There's just
well, they should have seen them. They should have seen that a mile away. But the thing is, none of them have the mentality of keeping an eye of that on that particular aspect, because that was Dr. E. That was all Dr. E's kind of like that was Dr. E's kind of bag. Like that's where he kind of would pitch in and be like, yeah, guys, this is going to be an issue. And you should listen to me because I'm a freaking doctor of economics.
Well, so, it didn't take a doctor of economics to understand that there was going to be.
Well, no, I know, but like you know what I mean when it comes to like listening to someone who will definitely know his stuff. It's probably good to have a doctorate under your belt. To speak with authority on a subject.
So when you have something that is this expensive, and I'll go right down to the design that they did with the Rorqual to making the parts for the drones primarily appear in the drone lands. Really, who fucking thought that was smart? Okay, who at CCP? Because whoever it was, and by the way, in the fact that CCP thought it was all okay, they should all be fired. Okay, anybody who signed off of that, fire their ass because it was so stupid. Okay, to make something so expensive, but they made something atrociously expensive. 15 billion basically to outfit a Rourke to go do this, right? And they made that cost justifiable by the amount that it would yield. Okay.
Yeah.
And there was great risk.
When you're putting a lot of risk. You're putting a lot of risk out there because you put a lot of, a lot of ISK into that asset, which could be blown up. That's essentially the thing.
Then you're sitting there going, okay, they made something very expensive. They made something to have a lot of skills. People spent actual real hard cash to buy skill injectors and different things to get into this ship, and then all of a sudden they jack it way down. Right?
Yeah.
So when you extract that much in cost out of a customer, right, and then you roll over and screw them, right? Oh,
they ain't going to be feeling too good.
No, and so your customer management is, it's not so much your game management that has gone poorly, which it has, right? It's your customer management that is horrible here, right?
Yeah. Still haven't found a helmet.
We had a great fan that wants to answer a question who just got banned.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Like Doris.
FX like Doris.
Yep.
The shill himself. That must have been his elite crew of hardened hackers and griefers and glitchers that told him that we had a show on. Which is, would not have expected that.
Nope.
And if you guys don't know this, then know it now. The lovely person that we have just mentioned, FX like Doris, he's leader of a clan called FX in H1Z1 Just Survive.
Yep.
He not only promotes his guys to use glitches and I wouldn't say hacks, but if he pretty much says that if you are going to use hacks in FX, don't wear an FX tag. I mean, but if you're running with those people and your only defense when questioned about having hackers in your group, like in-game group, not just sort of associated with some people, then it kind of doesn't work too well if you just say, oh, then they don't have an FX tag. It's like, dude, you're running with them, you're promoting them to, go out and do whatever you can to get banned on a server. Then expect to get banned, especially from Tranquility.
Yeah, and Caleb, we'll go over more of the work. We'll come to. In fact, you know how to get in comms on Imperium. Just come over to Whiskey Gaming. We can chat. I hate. It's not fair to argue in voice with somebody who has to type everything.
Yeah.
It's much better if you're right in there.
Yeah.
So.
Totally.
I guess
finally got some.
I guess they ran out of shill accounts because Late Doors had to actually use his real account.
Maybe he's just getting kind of annoyed at, like, I don't know, maybe. Oh, yeah, maybe it doesn't look like any of the letters have been substituted with numbers or this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Well, at least his main account has been banned off this anyway, so that makes me happy. Guy was a piece of shit anyway, so
yeah.
But going fairly all right this.
Yeah. I mean, Tranquility's been a resounding success again, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Like, the only issue that we've had has really kind of been like the one issue that Tranquility always suffers from.
It's 401. Right? We need to let Metashow come on.
Oh, yes.
So, Metashow, we're sorry. Minute over. We're getting out of here. Later, everyone.